Joe. What's up?
What's up? How are you? First Light
I'm
W07.
Yes, yes. Yeah, I was like, what can I wear?
Good choice.
Good choice. Yeah, well, it's a pleasure to meet you again. Last time we chatted, it was in Toronto for the world premiere,
Thank
uh,
you.
which I'm grateful that I got to see it. So, um,
Yeah, yeah.
really worth seeing it on a big screen.
hmm
Um, to start things off, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about Naveen. Um, Naveen is a really good guy, which sort of marks a change in the characters you've portrayed previously. Can you talk a little bit about exploring um, just, I guess, embracing the good side versus the dark side and
Yeah,
playing around with that a little bit?
yeah. Before I flew to Bangkok, I watched a lot of the documentaries,
Hmm.
especially involving with child trafficking that still happening while we're talking right now. It's a
Hmm.
sad thing. So there are a couple documentaries that got my attention so much. And then I know it's not like I didn't know before, but trying to understand Navin by watching a lot of by research a lot of documentaries, I learned so much immensely about what's going on. And then for me, it's important because Navin is a journalist investigator that he should understand immensely about what's going on. That drove him with his wife trying to save all those kids in a place that probably unsafable because everybody is involved. The system is corrupted.
Hmm.
So that's not a secret. Usually the system's always corrupted in a place like that. And then from there, once I built enough understanding of this character, it's a lot more easier for me to find motivation why he fights, why he's doing what he's doing, why he sacrificed a lot. And then the process of him going to the dark side. It's not really the dark side, but I think it's such a beautiful contrast because he's the person that kind of like he knows what he's doing. He has all the clues. He's been doing it for so long. He lost his wife in the process, and then there's something happened before his wife gone missing. But the thing he's trying, he always in control, and he's quite naive in terms of that, especially in the scene in a ice factory scene when one way went out of control and trying to do something because he was so angry about
Hmm.
and then Navin stopped him because Navin understands that the system is corrupted, and then this guy grew up with bad father. So for me that's a very important pivot, that people understand who Navin is. But the beautiful part of it is that journey of him being naive, trying to understand things that he probably think he knows, but he doesn't, until the end, that he turned to something that he never thought he could be, that person, you know.
Hmm.
And the final fight with Kang Yayan, and he realized that in order for him to stop this, I think he needs to become a monster himself. That in the beginning of the movie, towards that point, you see him such a like see everything positively, but this guy turned into a monster because he lost something. He
Hmm.
lost something so precious to him, and then that's also, I think, it teaches us a lot about humanity when we believe that we're in control, we know things, but once we lost something so precious to us, we could become one of them easily.
Hmm.
So for me, the journey of Navin, and then the process that me and Kenshi just nonstop discussing about this character. Probably this is one of the best characters I ever played because it has such a beautiful balance of dramatic storytelling and then action, heavy action. And usually I involve in a lot of projects that just focusing on action. And,
Hmm.
and then this one, as a father with, and I have three kids, this movie is personal for me, very personal. after this movie, I involved myself in a lot of foundation involving kids. Now I'm a board member of Plan International Indonesia. That my job is just to travel twice 3 years to those small villages, just to spread education and then spread awareness about it because of this movie. So it's so funny. Sometimes it's now the other way around. Usually people do that before they jump to a movie, but this movie taught me so much to be a better person, and I'm grateful. Yeah.
Well, and it's fascinating to me just like how much people don't really know about human trafficking. I say that because I did my in college, I did my thesis
Yeah.
on it, and it's even though we talk about it in film, there's just so much not known. So
Yes.
like the layers and how systemic
Yeah.
it is and all of that. So
Yeah.
while I'm sad about all the information you may
Yeah.
have discovered in the process, because a lot of it's
Yeah.
really dark,
It
I'm
is dark.
yeah,
There's
it's
one,
very
you know,
dark.
I really know there's one deleted scene that's so dark that they had to delete that one because I think it's too much.
Wait,
Um, but I think Kenji probably tell you something. Oh, hopefully they release the scene. It's a dramatic scene
mm,
involving a child. But of course, I understand it needs to be deleted because it's just too much. We don't want to expose.
mhm,
We want to tell that information just enough people to be aware, but we don't want to expose. And but that's a beautiful scene because it actually it's a true story because the documentary that I watch, those kids sold by their parents, by the people they trust, their uncle, because of poverty, and
mhm.
then they didn't know what's going on because they're a little kid. And then what happened in well, the documentary that I watch is true story that those kids, they thought it's normal because they're just kids. And
Mhm.
then by the time these people saved those kids from that nightmare, from that hell, they didn't want to go because they thought I don't want to be in this facility. I don't need to be recovered because this is the life that I know. Yeah, yeah, okay. That's very hard to digest. Yeah.
Um, and what's the name of the documentary so we can let people know about it?
You gotta watch it. It's on it's Australian journalist investigator, and then the location is in Philippines.
Okay,
But I think when you put that on the YouTube search, you'll find it straight away.
okay. I will
Yeah,
make sure to find
you
that so that people know
watch
where
it.
to.
Yeah, it's such a great documentary. Yeah.
And well, Naveen allowed you to explore different aspects of things outside of action. The Furious does have a lot of action. Can you
Mm,
talk a little bit about the collaborative process with all the cast members as well as Kenji and
mm.
is it Kensuke?
Yeah, Kensuke Sonomura. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there are like people that know what they're doing for sure. No, I was not, never, no doubt at all when I jumped to this project that the action is going to be great. I think and working with people they casted and Kenji casted amazing talents. People that Joe Iwanaga, Brian Lee, Shen Miao, Yayan Ruhian, they're all like veterans. They're people that they're masters in their field. So the process itself, it didn't take much in terms of chemistry.
Hmm.
I think the harder thing about doing action is you find someone that don't know what they're doing. Is probably that's probably the high risk that you could injure yourself or you injure somebody because of that. But people with good control, that people know what they're doing. I think the focus was just about how to find a perfect synchronization that we can deliver something so ambitious, and then of course we have to endure a lot of pain, a lot of hard work, but halfway, because Kenji casted such a great ensemble, halfway we already got it. It's just the other halfway is try to understand each other, try to protect each other, because I think the highest level in action is not hurting people. I think we're trying to create illusion of violence that's so beautiful, but we got to make sure no one really gets hurt. And then if we can achieve that, that's the highest art of action, rather than someone just hurt people and kick people, punch people for real. That happen as well in a lot of action movies. For me, that's the flaw of action. That's the disgrace of action. People who's doing action, because I've been doing action for 20 years, but never once in my head that hurting people for real, you're gonna create something amazing visually. No, it's acting, it's the illusion.
Mm,
You want to watch people get, hitting each other for real, watch MMA. Why you want to watch action movie, right? Action movie is all about, it's like drama, same thing,
yeah.
And when you play crazy people, you don't go crazy, but you act crazy. You believe that your character is crazy. Same with action. You you don't try to be hard on anybody else, on everybody on set. You got to be a good human being. Try to protect everybody on set, but at the same time, you try and create something that people believe somebody could die doing this. That's the highest achievement of action. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think you guys completely nailed it, just from the story to the action itself. All of it is just so in your face and raw, and I can't wait for everyone to watch this film when it comes
Thank
out.
you so much, Sarah. I'm glad you
Yeah.
enjoyed it. Thank you. First
Unfortunately,
light.
that yes, first light.